Let me remind you that while this is a hearing and not a trial, it is far from a free-for-all. Now, are we clear who's in charge here?
I thought Justice was in charge. Well, you know, the lady with the blindfold.
Your Honor, I am
Whatever
certain that
happened to
Mr.
that?
Frame means no disrespect.
Dean, get on with it.
Thank you, sir. How do you know Maggie Cory, Dean?
Well, she was a neighbor of mine in Bayview Court, and she worked at the Daily Grind. That's an espresso bar where I live.
And you became friends?
Yeah.
Were you upset when she misrepresented herself to you?
Yeah. I mean, you know, nobody likes to get lied to or anything, especially by a friend. But I understood where she was coming from, because I got dumped by my parents, too, you know? And when you think nobody cares about you, it really makes you do weird things.
Such as?
Well, I was a lot worse than Maggie ever was, Judge. You know, I was living in this guy's basement. He didn't even know it. I was stealing his food, tried to steal his car.
This is your character reference?
Your Honor, please. The point is, Mr. Frame has pulled his life together, and he's a very successful young man now.
Indeed.
Well, no.
Go on.
He's right. But I was very lucky. You see, I was real lucky because the people that I heard didn't just turn me in. They gave me support, the kind of support that you need, the kind of support I think she deserves. I mean, yeah, Maggie, she did some rotten things. She stole from people. She lived in places she wasn't supposed to live. She told lies, big lies, whopper lies that would choke a dinosaur, but she was a very good friend.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Well, she cares about people, you know? She makes people feel good with her little stories and stuff.
Yes, I'll bet.
Well, no, she kept the Daily Grind from folding. As a matter of fact, the manager and the owner, Ryan Harrison, he was never around, never. She helped me with my songs when I was going to give up.
But she wasn't such a good friend to Mrs. Richardson, was she?
No. And she should be responsible for that. She should be responsible.
I'm pleased you're able to comprehend that.
Yeah. The point is, Judge, she's got a lot of talent, this girl, and she's got a lot going for her. And the fact of the matter is, if she didn't have parents like she had, then she probably would be at Juilliard right now instead of being this runaway who's done all these things that got her in so much trouble. Things I think she did just to survive.
Nevertheless, these things she did within the law are punishable.
Yeah. And you know what happens if you go ahead and send her to juvie hall? You know what's going to happen? You know what they're going to do to her? They're going to trash her there.
I'm sorry, but I am not going to sit here and let all this go unanswered. My wife and I love Maggie very much. We just didn't get her soon enough. The damage had been done.
Well, how can you talk about your own daughter that way, man?
Mind you.
I will have order in here.
You just have a few minutes.
I know what I'm talking about.
The pre-wedding jitters, right? This is nothing, right?
It's not nothing, Jake. It's everything.
What are you talking about, everything? 10 minutes ago, you were the happiest woman on the face of the earth.
Because I didn't know then what I know now. Tell me, Jake, what is this wedding really supposed to mean to you?
Is this a trick question?
I need an answer, Jake.
Well, I think it's obvious. I mean, it's a major celebration. It's like the 4th of July or Christmas or New Year's all rolled into one, because you and me are going to become Mr. and Mrs. Jake McKinnon, and we're going to let everybody in the whole world know about it. I'll take care of this preacher dude right now.
What about the vows?
What do you mean, like, repeat after me, I do, stuff like that?
It's I will.
Paulina, I'll say whatever they want me to say as long as it's legal.
Vows aren't arbitrary words you just say, Jake. They're promises that two people make to each other. They're what binds their hearts together forever.
Oh, for crying out loud, Paulina, I'll say whatever you want me to say. What do you want from me?
Oh, good timing, Rodriguez chili.
No, Desmond. More forms to fill out is not what I need. What I need is a bed for a 14-year-old kid who's going to take off if you don't place him now. What do you mean? No papers, no bed. You got your backside on in the front. You know that, mister?
Hey, Desmond? Yeah, it's Victor. Hey, just do it, okay, man? Oh, no. It's coming out of your pocket. Uh-huh. Oh, that's good. No, not you, Desmond. Definitely not. Okay, I'll tell her. All right, thank you, my friend. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh, you know, you would have talked him into it.
You saved me. You know, Since he got upgraded, there is no dealing with Desmond. He thinks he's the mayor.
Well, it's that official black sedan that comes with the promotion. You know, those kind of cars corrupt. Oh, let me see. Ah, new shirt, huh?
Oh, I thought I'd treat myself. Be good to me.
Well, you know, it looks good. You know, you should give my mother some cooking lessons, Judy.
You know, that's the third compliment you've given me in 3 minutes. What do you want, Victor?
You're sharp.
No, experienced. What?
Hey, look, you want me to take that pot down to the soup kitchen first?
Well, you better throw a couple of bucks in to take care of your appetite.
Sure, I'm no mooch. Hey, do you remember that lady novelist I mentioned a while back? Well, she finally hit bottom because of the booze, and, you know, she managed to ask for help.
What's bottom? She drank in front of the maid?
No, Felicia's been sober for a couple of months now, and she just got out of rehab, and she's looking for a sponsor.
Well, if you have any ideas about me, you better tell her to check on the other side for the AA meeting with a co-check concession.
Oh, come on. But would she be able to find the sponsor from hell? Which is exactly what she needs.
I don't need nobody to sponsor. I know my stuff, and I work my people hard.
Well, look, I know that, but that's what she needs.
Then you ought to know. The last thing I need in my life is a fancy lady drunk with a name like Felicia, with an ego to match. She probably takes her clothes to where I buy mine.
You have to admit, young Mr. Frame is a rather compelling witness.
He'd be even more so if he weren't a step away from juvenile delinquency himself.
I appreciate your defense of my daughter, but you don't have a clue about what happened in our family, and I resent the hell out of your accusations.
Oh.
Sandy, this doesn't help.
I'm sorry, but the kid's out of line. Now, Maggie knows that I fought for her custody. Cecile made it impossible.
You know something? You don't have to live with someone to be there for them. You don't.
Why, you little...
Sandy, stop it.
He wants to fight.
No, stop it, okay? Now, listen, Dean, my father tried, okay? Now, if you met my mother, you know the situation was totally hopeless.
Oh, so if that's the case, then you really were the only one there for her, right?
Dean, this is not going to help Maggie's case.
I'm sorry, Rachel. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm out of line.
Daddy understands, don't you?
Like Cass said earlier, we're all here for the same reason, to help Maggie.
That's right. You really came through. It was so dramatic.
No big deal.
Are you kidding?
What?
It was great.
I'm your friend. I told you I'd be your friend, right?
Yes, well, people say that, but they don't really mean it.
Well.
You know, I wouldn't have been angry if you didn't show up. Actually, I didn't think you were going to show up. Thanks, Dean. I'll never forget my whole life.
No problem. You're welcome, all right?
Okay.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
No, I'm all finished. We can go. I pretty much...
I don't think so.
Who are you?
Jenna Norris, Your Honor.
Oh, yes, you're the person that Mrs. Richardson asked to come speak on her behalf.
That's correct. I'm sorry.
Your Honor, I wasn't made aware of any of this.
Well, as I understand it, Mrs. Richardson just now reached Miss Norris and asked her to come in and represent her. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
How can you admit hearsay?
This is an informal hearing. I have no problem with it. Miss Norris?
Thank you. I would just like to say that this isn't easy for me to do.
Yes, well, we all understand that you're speaking not for yourself, but as a representative of Miss Richardson, Mrs. Richardson. Now, go ahead.
Well, Fran left myself and Kelsey Harrison in charge of her apartment while she was away. And, Joy, well, Maggie, but that's the name that she used, claimed that she was her cousin, and we had no reason not to believe her, so we did. She moved into Fran's apartment, and she trashed it, basically. She also sold many pieces of Fran's pottery collection and told everybody that she had Fran's permission to do so. In fact, I've brought you an inventory list of the pieces.
I object. I haven't seen that inventory.
Now, Mr. Winterfitz, no objections. This isn't a courtroom. So it is true that Miss Cory's actions were taken without the approval or even knowledge of Mrs. Richardson.
Yes, that's right. And I would also like to say that Fran feels very violated by what Maggie has done. And, she would like the charges not to be dropped, and she would like Maggie to be locked up for what she's done.
Oh, Your Honor, are you going to listen to this? This is ridiculous.
Young lady, Your Honor.
Wait a minute! Hello? Hello? Can the condemned person talk?